Hello, everybody, and welcome back to For the Love of Gaming Marathon and its third online extravaganza. Just a reminder that today we are benefiting to write Love on Her Arms. And please, if you could get your donations in, if you're financially able, that would be amazing. I would love to read them out. One quick one that we had over the intermission was Captain Crunch 90, who donated $5 and said, double hearts. Thank you very much for that. That brings us our total to $805.99. Let's see if we can get over that $900 mark. I think we can do it. What about you, Heponwana?
I
You
think
think we can do it?
I think we could do it. Let's aim big.
All right. Take it away.
All right. I am Heponwana. I play a lot of different indie games, a lot of speedrunning of indie titles. This is Gibbon Beyond the Trees, which is very much an indie title. You might not have heard of it. It just came out earlier this year. The game is relatively simple, very chill, very relaxing. There is one moment of photosensitivity potential issues, and when that comes up, I will announce when it's coming up in case you have a aversion to flashing lights, because I want to make sure this is a good chill experience for everyone. So we're going to get going. One other thing is I don't aim to die. Dying is going to cost me time, but if I die, I'm going to donate $10 per death, because I'm going to be wasting time if I die, and that's no good. If anyone wants to join me, even just $1 per death, if you're able, I welcome you to join me for that. So I'm going to get going really soon. So we start by selecting our chapter. It will be go time as soon as the loading icons disappear, so it'll be about 3 seconds from when I select this. Hopefully you're ready on timer, because it'll come up.
If you want to just give me a 3, 2, 1, that would be awesome.
I'll give you as close as I can. It's a little weird because it's loading time. It's not the most friendly. So I'm going to get going in about 3-ish, 2-ish, 1-ish, go. And so this is Gibbon. This game is super chill. It primarily stars 3 gibbons. There is Gold, which is the gold gibbon. There is Lilac, the little lilac colored gibbon, and Pink. We are Pink. We also start this game with the worst thing for a speedrun. We start with a cutscene that you can't skip, followed by a tutorial that you can't skip. Unfortunately, it's how it works, but this way you can see how the game is played. This game is super cute. The motions of the gibbons are fantastic. If you pay attention how they move, like each of their motions is so expressive. I love this game. It is super adorable. It is just, this is a casual game that's so chill, but also speedrunning is really cool. The game has a few basic controls. In fact, it's some of the simplest controls you'll ever find, but it's part of what makes it complex. You will have the left trigger and the right trigger for running or for jumping, and you can press down on the D-pad to drop down a branch. We're not going to do that. We're also eventually going to get another control to do backflips to add a little panache or flair to our movements. It's very simple controls, but it's very unique movement tech. It's going to be a game with a lot of very carefully planned movements. Anytime we are just running, we are slow. Swinging, we're pretty quick. And then if we ever fall onto a downward slant like this and start running, we'll slide, and that is our best movement and what we're going to aim for. There's also some other special momentary movements, like right here we're going to have an assist, and if you aim that just right, you could get a little extra speed. So we're going to hit this with a little slide, and we just want to keep moving as fast as we can. And it's all about reacting in the moment. It is very hard to route this game because a small change in how you press a button is going to completely change how you move through an area. Also, once again, this game is super chill to look at. So we're just going to take some good slides, keep moving nice and mellow with our movement. We also have a chance for death at a few different points. Right here is a vine. This is one of our best movement techs. If you hit it right, you could just get some good speed boost off of it. Even though the game seems like an auto-scroller in a lot of ways, it is incredibly unique in how it handles, and luckily I did not overshoot this. If you come into the second tutorial too quickly, you can actually run up beyond where gold is. If you do that, you have to play through the tutorial twice, because you will die at the end of it the first time through, because it is going to require us to have a little buddy assist like we did at the end of the last tutorial. But if gold is behind us, there is no gold to buddy assist off of, and you actually die. You fall into a pit. It's kind of an interesting thing with this game, because the tutorial can actually kill you. Alright, so we are now done with 2 of our tutorials. There is going to be only 1 more left. There will be quite a few cutscenes, but we're now finally getting into like the bulk of the game. It's going to be nice and chill. I keep saying that because this game is, up until it gets a little intense later on, it is just so cute, so fun. The music just kind of lulls you into like just a good, comfortable place. The kind of watercolor look of everything is just super relaxing. Like, this game is about as comfy as it gets for the most part. And I highly recommend, if you want a game that's fun to just kind of hang out with, it's a great one. If you want a game that's a great speed run, it is a lot of fun. The community is small, but it's a very friendly, very good community for this speed run. We're just going to try and hit branches like that, where we get that, oh, barely missed that one. I was hoping to get a little downward. And so occasionally we're going to find gold hanging out with us. And if we time things right, we'll occasionally get some buddy flings in the air from gold. You'll see what those are, hopefully before too long. And then another important movement tech, being on the ground is bad, but also another thing that's really bad is if you grab where the leaves are, you will lose a lot of speed. It'll slow down your swinging, so we want to try and aim carefully to never grab the leaves unless we have to. Like right there, I did not want to grab that, and you'll notice it just took the momentum right out of Pink's swinging and jumping. But we're just going to keep going over.
A quick donation here?
Yeah, go for it.
We just got a $100 donation from Buzzer Yum Yum, who says, "Here's to the flying monkeys, and hoping my pup doesn't start barking." Thank you so much, Buzzer Yum Yum. That puts us immediately over our $900 goal that we set a couple of minutes ago. And right now, as I'm saying this, we just got another $50 from, I'm going to try my best here, Expal77. I am so sorry I butchered your name. But thank you very much for donating $50. And they say, for the cause. And absolutely, please remember, everybody, we are benefiting To Write Love on Her Arms today, which is a nonprofit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. So it is a wonderful charity. Please, if you have the means to do so, get your money in, get your donations in. And wow, I think we might be able to make $1,000 this run even.
Let's go 1,000. Let's do this. So Buzzer Yum Yum is
$5 crate.
So Buzzer Yum Yum is my partner. I just want to say she always does a fantastic job of supporting me when I'm doing a speedrun event. So also, if Buzzer's dogs start barking, that'd be my dog also. So hopefully we don't hear him. But it kind of adds to the, the theme of we have cute animals, so why not some cute barking dogs? Hopefully
Absolutely.
None of that, though.
I almost want it.
So here we start seeing the real antagonist of this game, humans. Unfortunately, this game is kind of an educational one, where it shows kind of some of the problems that Gibbons face in this world. So right here we have a bunch of people who are encroaching on the forest and jungles, which is going to be just bad news all around. So hopefully we could get through this area and not have the humans cause too much problems, but I have a feeling that's not going to be the case. I have a feeling they're going to cause a lot of drama for our poor little Gibbon friends. Unfortunately, where we have humans, we also don't have trees, so our swinging becomes a little less, I don't know, fun and enjoyable. Can't even speak good words right now. But we will try and get past these humans as quick as we can. I'm sure nothing bad will happen with them at all. I've hit a few snags with my speed. Later on, we are going to get one more movement tech coming up before too long, and that one will actually help us when we are doing our upward climbs to give us a little more movement and a little more speed. So we just gotta keep pushing forward for a few more chapters and we will be able to get our speed improved. But for right now, we are just going to go through until we hit a cutscene that's going to open up the game quite a bit in about a minute or less. And in the meantime, I just want to say, please, if you can, donate. I would love to see us reach $1,000 before this run is done, because it is always good to know that we are doing stuff to raise good money for a good cause. And here is where we get that cutscene I was talking about that will then open up the game quite a bit more for us. Unfortunately, cutscenes are non-skippable, but it gives us a chance to see that gold is just awesome. Like, gold right here comes in, swings in, saves pink, and gives us like some good motion afterwards. We get a good slide going on. Speed is back. We are feeling good. Gold is going to be the Gibbon as we play through that's just going to make us go, yeah, that is a cool primate. Fun fact about Gibbons also, since when Buzzer made her donation earlier, talked about monkeys, Gibbons are actually lesser apes. Alright, so we will go through here and try and keep some good speed going. Grab these vines. These vines are amazing for speed tech because they just get us really going in a hurry. And if you keep transferring that slide around, you can really get some good motion, or you could accidentally have it kind of peter out on you a little bit. But what's fun is after that one cutscene with gold, the game just really does open up for speed. And before long, gold is going to tell us how to get the best speed in this game. It's going to be coming up real soon, our final tutorial. The first we have dying if you slide along branch and fall right into dangerous. Like overall, not necessarily. We'll have good time on unsafe strats on this. I just have a good feeling about this one. It is a good night for some good speed runs. Also want to say, so far this event has been amazing. I've been watching it all day. And it is just amazing seeing the runs for such a great cause. The For the Love of Gaming events are always a lot of fun and some of my favorite ones to watch. So I am really, really just happy to be a part of this and to help out with such a great cause. Alright, here comes our final tutorial. I kept saying it's coming up real soon. It's finally here. We are going to get some new speed tech. We get our final button control of the game. Going forward, if we press left on our D-pad, we will do a cool backflip like that. I like to call this the Tony Hawk tutorial. because this is all about adding like a cool little flip kick, a cool little twist, you know, just making a little bit of panache, a little flair to your movements, which is also going to put a speed boost on every movement. This is all about style right here. So we will do our final jump without the chance for style, and then going forward, we can do flips. However, flips also add a sense of danger to this. So you'll notice when I hit right here, that little flash, a little speed boost, it applies to runs, it applies to swing, whatever motions you do, it'll apply. But if you are flipping and you're not upright when you try and grab or land, you are going to have problems. So it's kind of a risk-reward system we're going to have. And hopefully I don't do anything too dangerous with it. I sometimes get a little carried away, and it does apply to your buddy assist like that. Hopefully I don't get too carried away. Like I said earlier, about $10 per death. Typically it's me getting too carried away with the backflips that lead to the death, so I don't know. Maybe in a way I do hopefully get too carried away and bring a little bit of extra money in. But you'll notice we're just getting all of these flips going. Really helps with these slides. And we're just going to keep that momentum going. It's going to help us so much when we try and go uphill. It's going to help us when we're trying to climb upwards. Like, it is all about this backflip life from here on out. Just putting that good style and flair on everything, especially on these vines. Getting nice speed boost on all of them when possible. Just keep moving as quick as possible. Barely touching branches to keep that speed going when we can. And then occasionally we'll slow down because we will hit the wrong branches just a little bit. And then of course we want to rein it in a little bit as we approach these larger gaps, because the larger gaps are a good way to, well, have some problems if we go too much with backflips. Here we go, just keep going. So right now, you're probably getting lulled into a false sense of security, like this game is just about swinging through the jungles, and hit that vine a little wrong, didn't let go in time. But you're probably thinking this game is entirely about just having, the swinging through the jungles with no danger, no harm, nothing really coming our way to create problems. But that is soon going to change, and we are soon going to see what the real problem in this game is. Which we kind of got a hint of earlier, it's humans, but we're going to see even more what it is the humans are actually doing to create a issue in our environment and to prevent us from having the fun we really want. And there is our first warning sign of it, smoke on the horizon. Smoke is definitely not something we want to see in our wonderful nature environment. But I have a bad feeling we're going to see a little more of it before too long, and it is going to be just bad news all around for our Gibbon friends. Get that get those good speed boosts whenever we can. And just keep this going on. I love the fact that as you play through, the music does a great job of kind of giving you the sense of where the game is going. Like, it just got a little bit more mellow, a little more subdued. Barely missed that hill. I was hoping to hit the real downward part of that hill. Alright. This is one of the few slow parts, but we are now at the point where we see how bad the fires are going to be, or at least how bad we think they're going to be, but they're going to get quite a bit worse for us before things are good again. So we will just try and get upwards on the trees some, and keep moving forward. Get a little altitude.
Hello?
So we will just hit that vine entirely wrong. That's one of the challenges on this game, is you want to make sure you let go of things at the right time so you don't have just upward momentum and you have good horizontal momentum. So you keep moving forward, not just straight up in an arc. And then once again, we're going to be in some human environments, which means we're going to have some very, that is a buddy flip, but we're going to have some slow motion here as we're approaching more and more human environments. And anytime you're around the humans, it's pretty much slow going. Just a good reminder that the Gibbons want to live for the jungle, and they don't want to see the human encroachment on it. But we will try and get through this part as quick as possible, because this is about the worst for speed tech in the whole game. And now we get a sign of the danger that's coming up, as we notice all the animals are going the wrong direction. We're all moving to the right, they're moving to the left, and that is very clear why when we see the whole jungle is now on fire. This is one of the areas where it's easy to die, especially if you go overboard with backflips and missing, not being upright when it's time to grab a branch. If you do like Gold did right down there, and Gold literally ran through the fire, if we do that, we don't survive. But as we saw earlier, Gold is kind of a heroic Gibbon, kind of gets away with some of that stuff. But if we go into the fire, we will not survive. This area also has a few tricks in mind for us. The tricks are rather interesting. By tricks, I mean bad things that the game will throw at us that we will not be prepared for. One of them is going to be the fact that some of the ropes we swing on might not be, or might be too long and might actually dip us into the fire, which is something we definitely want to avoid. So right down there, if we were to hit that fire pit, it is pretty much instant death. And we are going to be going through quite a few of these. This game essentially has two main stages where you really do have a good chance of death, especially if you are not mindful of what you're doing. Like right here, if I was slightly off, I could have... Okay, this is a death. That's me being slightly off. That is $10 I will donate when this is all said and done. Like I said, if anyone wants to join me on that, if you are able, just even $1, join for $1 per death. Hopefully I don't have too many of those. My PB run for this, I believe, actually had 1 death on it, so they're not unheard of. And typically they don't hurt too bad, but they do definitely lose us a little bit of time. And we don't want to see that going on any more than necessary. But we will keep going. This is definitely one of the most dangerous areas in the game. There is going to be one other area where if deaths will happen, it will be at this other area. I want to avoid those... Nope, I did not want to avoid those ropes. That's 2 deaths. We're just going to work through that. Death is a part of life, and in this case, it's bringing $20 so far in to write love on her arms, which is a fantastic cause, so I have no problem with, bringing in a little extra money. I'll just say those were intentional to make sure donations could come in.
Exactly. Intentional.
Yep, I mean, it's all intended. None of this is accidental. Okay, so the reason I was so careful back there before and kept hitting things is because if you hit that purple chain, which is very easy grab instead of grabbing that orange one, the purple one will actually dunk you in the fire. The game is very mean like that, and it's one of the few places in the game where they just set you up for failure, and that's why I kept hitting that fire. I kept hitting it wrong timing, wrong frames, but we should be good now. I say as I probably end up donating even more money, because... Ooh, almost did an R1 right there. And I just... Okay, I am having a rough time with this tonight, but we should still be well under estimate. And $30. I'm happy to donate that. Although I'd like to donate no more than that at this point. But poor Pink, sadly not having the best time with all of that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I definitely am going to get through this. Every once in a while, this game can either be super friendly or super mean in this stage. And it has definitely been on the mean side tonight for me. I practiced this a few times earlier today and actually ended up dying 6 times on one of my runs, which normally doesn't happen, but I'm just taking it as a sign that the Gibbons, they want to see some extra money donated. So right here we get our buddy fling from gold, which puts us on a high path. It's kind of cool when gold does that. Unfortunately, that was not as good as... Here, we're going to play that a little safe. There we go. But gold doing a buddy fling can be a real great assist when things are looking real bad. I wish gold would hang back a little bit to, you know, give me more of those buddy assists.
I'm curious, are those buddy assists the same like every run, or are they random, or...
So gold is actually... Gold has a bit of RNG, and I'm not sure... I should say, I'm not sure if it's 100% RNG or if it's based off of what you're doing, but I have seen gold move rather uniquely on some runs. And for example, one of my favorites was what should have been a PB for me ended up having me die because gold grabbed one of those vines to swing from on a previous stage, and it set me up to die in a ravine about 10 seconds later. So gold actually RNG'd me to death. So it's kind of interesting because they do keep you on your toes with a little bit of RNG from gold. There's also a few other elements that have a little RNG to them. Later on, we're going to see poachers, and the poachers actually have a little bit of RNG to them. So the game definitely, it's not something you can route out perfectly every time. You pretty much have to take it as it comes. But it kind of makes it a little extra fun. Especially, to me, tell the truth, I primarily play games that have either no RNG or next to no RNG, and having a game with a little RNG kind of keeps you, you know, it keeps the reflexes good. It makes you really have to think on the fly, especially, am I going to go for a grab here? Am I going to go for a backflip? Am I going to slide on this? But gold is definitely trying to be my friend today, which makes me happy, because every once in a while gold can be a bit selfish. But also part of the RNG is watching when gold runs through the fire pits earlier, because gold doesn't always do that, but sometimes will, which is kind of humorous, seeing gold literally barbecue himself and keep going. So this area has a cool, like, new movement tech to it. If you ever fall below the power lines, and we will coming up, quite a bit. The trees, if you grab the top of a palm tree, you're going to be in trouble because the foliage will slow you down. But if you grab anywhere below the foliage, you will actually get real good swings off of them as long as you rhythmically time letting go of your swing. So this area really changes up what we were used to. It's no longer about just holding down the swing and just going through long expansions of branches, but instead getting more into a rhythm. Oh, and barely got up there. Anytime you could get to these power lines, it is so much better than not being on them. Because it is easier movement, it's faster movement. And we're just going to get used to this area for a short bit. Get used to kind of these logging lumber mills, I think these are. Swing through this, which was very dangerous. Normally I take a slightly different route there, but got through okay. But we're just going to get used to this type of environment before we're put under the ultimate pressure through it. And that will be poachers on motorcycle coming up really soon. And that area, I just want to give a slight heads up in case anyone watching is really sensitive to animals being harmed. There is some animal harm coming up. It's brief, it's not too bloody or anything like that, but it does come up. I know some people are very sensitive to it. I've recently done a little bit of speed running of Stray, and I know like watching a cat get hurt really can, just ruin someone's day. So right here we do have poachers coming up, and there will be a moment of something you might want to look away from if you are sensitive to it. So I will give heads up on that moment. It'll be about 10 seconds where I'll just say look away for 10 seconds. But here we need to get altitude, because these guys, if we are too low and they catch up to us, we lose. So like I was saying earlier about that, this area was all about getting practice before we're put under pressure. This is where we are put under pressure. So we are going to count on gold giving us these buddy flings, because that is going to keep us, that will keep us in the gold, so to speak. Because this area is super dangerous. I am not in a good place. Oh, barely survived that. They really should have killed me, to tell the truth. I really should not have survived that one. This is one of the hardest areas in this game. It is about the only part of this game that honestly is full on stressful. Like it really gets the nerves going, the hands shaking, the energy going. And now we have 2 pairs of poachers on us. It's getting more intense. Everything is just coming to a head. It's a frightening time to be a cute little pink gibbon. Oh, buddy fling. Ooh. That got really close right there. In fact, way too close for comfort. And we hopefully are going to be done with this section real soon. All right, look away if you are sensitive to animal harm. It's not too horrible, but it is a little unpleasant if you are sensitive to it. I'll tell you, if you are looking away, when would be good to look back. So sadly, bad news. So go ahead and look back if you did look away. We are now no longer with gold. Gold unfortunately did not survive this encounter with humans. And we don't know what happened in Lilac. Lilac might be in trouble, might be okay, we're not sure. We're going to find out, though, because Gibbon family needs to stick together. On the bright side, we now have a goal. We have been playing this game goalless. You know, just swinging, just having fun. We now have a goal, and it's to get our family back. We need Lilac back in our hands. So here is a little section I want to beat in hopefully about 10 seconds. So let's see if we could do this. So we want to catch up to this truck. Oh, barely missed it. So, in theory, if you can go quick enough, you could get through this section in almost no time if you have the speed at the very beginning. Unfortunately, this truck barely outsped us. Now we have caught up with it. So that chapter, if you do it really good, you could catch up to that truck after the very first decline, but it is very precise. If you are off just a tiny bit, you will miss the truck and then you had to chase it for a bit. But at least we do catch it eventually. By the way, this is the one chance you get to really enjoy Pink's Naruto run. I love Pink's animation on the ground. I love this kind of, you know, Gibbon Naruto run with the arms going backwards. That is the one chance we'll have to see that. By the way, coming up is going to be photosensitivity. There is going to be lightning flashes. Coming up for about 3 minutes. I will let you know when they are here for sure, but it's going to be real soon. And I will let you know when they are done in case you don't want to look at those. So go ahead and look away at this point because lightning is coming up. And it will maintain for a little bit. It's one of the more friendly lightning effects I've seen in terms of photosensitivity issues. Some games do it really frantic and very painful on people having sensitivity to it. This one isn't too bad, but there is a little bit of it. And after this cutscene right here is what I call the Batman moment. This always makes me think of from Dark Knight Rises. Why do we fall, Master Wayne? So we could learn to get back up. Or Master Bruce. I always forget the exact quote. Doesn't matter. We all know what I'm talking about. And Pink is just like our little superhero and is going to pick him or herself back up. They never really say if Pink is a boy or a girl. So either way, Pink is going to pick themselves back up and get some good speed. This is, in terms of speed tech, one of my favorite areas in a game because it is pretty fast for a lot of upward climbing because we keep climbing up hills, but we've got some good speed going on. Oh, barely missed getting a good slide there, but got one there. But this area just has some great speed tech to it, which is a shame because it's also such a sad moment. It's like, should I be so happy enjoying this movement tech while everything is so sad and depressing? Maybe I should. And so we've got just a little bit more of the lightning before we are free from it. So we are now past the lightning. So if you were looking away for photosensitivity issues, go ahead and watch again because we are back to enjoying some good old Gibbons. We're also going to see the sun finally start to come out. We're going to get a glimmer of hope. This game does broadcast through like the weather, the lighting, the scenery, what we should be feeling. And right now we should be feeling a little bit of hope. And we will feel even more of that hope real soon as we move a little more forward, get clear of the jungle, and get to see, in just a moment, signs of civilization coming up, which means maybe we're getting closer to where Lilac ended up. So we get to see some houses here, a small rural village. Unfortunately, we're not going to see good jungles anymore. We are done with jungles. Which is really sad because that's all of the best swinging are the jungles. But there are some fun moments in the cities. We're just going to build a little speed. Get a little upward motion. And keep moving through these rural villages, which are some of the slower areas for swinging because you don't really get too much altitude. There's a lot of short shacks, and that's for the most part all you really encounter out here is rather short buildings. Occasional little burst of jungle, but nothing too long, nothing really permanent in terms of jungle, because if you look in the background, there is a lot of strip mining and strip logging going on back there. Which is really unfortunate for our Gibbon friends who want a good, healthy environment. This game does have a very strong message about protecting nature, being, aware of impact that we create on the world around us. We're just going to go a little further before we will get out of this short city area and this occasional jungle into the big city, which will be coming up in just a moment or two. Meanwhile, we are just going to keep going through a final slow burst of jungle because this is all uphill right here. And uphill is unfortunately incredibly slow. And we don't get enough altitude to really take advantage of our backflips all that often. We might occasionally get one or two in, but for the most part, you just can't get a good backflip, except for in areas like this where it's a little risky, because if I did not grab that vine, I was going to take a big fall, big plunge. We also see the sign of the helicopter over there, which that helicopter in the background means hopefully we are getting closer to our buddy Lilac. And also we're closer to bigger buildings now, which is a lot more fun overall, because we can at least get our backflips going again. And we are now entering the real city, big buildings, tall buildings, a lot more danger all around, like a lot bigger of gaps. Ooh, that was not the ideal jump there. So one of the things I didn't really touch on too much is there is a lot of sensitivity to when you let go of a swing. And when you let go is going to determine your arc, and that arc can really make a giant difference on your movement going forward. So we always want to try and end our swings when we're getting very strong horizontal movement. Not always the easiest to do, but it's what we aim for. And now music changes. We are entering pretty much the last real environment for this game, which comes with its own monkeys, which I love. I love these monkeys. They make me kind of jealous because they have a gold monkey friend. I used to have a gold gibbon friend. And these canopies and umbrellas, if we bounce off of them, we will be able to treat them like trampolines. So we're going to have the choice between sometimes swinging across them or bouncing, depending on if we're more concerned about height or with forward momentum, so there's a little bit of decision making in our movement tech going forward. We'll get a little bit of a speed boost on this roof. And now we are pretty much into the heart of the end game for this game. We have probably about 4 or so minutes left on this, so unfortunately I doubt we're going to get any more deaths, so no more money from my death challenge, but that was very dangerous. That almost actually could have been a death. That was me going a little too trigger happy. But odds of death, probably not that much going forward. And we're pretty much just wanting to sprint to the end as quick as we can at this point, while dealing with a lot of new movements. Because we have very different of environment than we're used to. A lot of these flat horizontal platforms, which really do make you consider what type of motions you want going into anything. Not too much to give you actual vertical height, so you kind of have to think through what you're going to do, occasionally using a canopy like that to get a little upward bounce. And then of course, if you hit one of these canopies while you're backflipping, you will get a more vertical bounce to it. So the backflips sometimes aren't giving you just speed tech, but also can give you a little upward momentum. Unfortunately, they give you all of these great wires to grab onto for those ones that are nearly vertical. You could swing on them, which give you a lot of great speed, but unfortunately they put them in places that are incredibly hard to grab. We are just going through this city, trying to get through as quick as we can. Unfortunately, they end the game on a very challenging for speed tech area that is also just honestly not quite as fun, because you don't have that fun like flow of going up and down, moving all around, and instead you're just trying to work through the last ordeal before you get, resolution on your story of bringing a Gibbon family together. And more signs of that helicopter, which means we are definitely getting close to something good, assuming there's only one helicopter in the world. Because otherwise, what were the odds that the helicopter we keep seeing is the one we need? Get an occasional fun speed boost. The return of our monkeys. I really do love the different wildlife you see. Like, you see the monkeys when you're in the town. You see all of the different birds and monkeys and things like that when you're in the jungle. Like, the attention to detail on this game is just really fun to just chill out with and enjoy. It's definitely, I'd say this game is a lot like what if ASMR was a game. Like, it's just chill. The controls are really simple. If you play it with a mouse, it's literally just 2 mouse buttons. The left button will let you swing, the right button will run, and if you press both of them at the same time, you do the backflip. Like, it is just so easy of a game to just kind of get into and have fun with. And then this area, they give you a lot of spots where you end up having to do a little bit of walking or running. But we are now going across, I think this is the last major highway we are going across before the end of the game. So last chance for death at all, really, which I'm going to skip because I only want to donate $30 for now. I will be running some more games later on in this marathon, and those ones will probably have more chance for donations come in. So, I only want to get so many for now, so I have more money to spend later for such a great cause. I am a huge fan of the type of work that To Write Love on Our Arms does, because I know a lot of people have had a lot of mental health concerns and issues and crises of various types. I am not getting a good grab. But a lot of people have had, a lot of anxiety, stress, depression, all of that in recent years. It's been kind of a rough time for a lot of people, so it's a fantastic cause to be able to help raise money for and to support. We are now approaching the part where I like to call it, I'm too cute, don't step on me. So we need to swing through this market, and anytime we're on the ground, it's all about, hey, I'm too cute, don't on me. They can't actually hurt us, but they definitely can slow us down. Like, if we are on the ground too long, it is a slog, and we can't grab nearly as we previously could. Like, if we got up to that upper roof area, you cannot swing on that. We can only swing on some of these poles. Oh. And these lower roofs. Also, time is going to be coming up really soon. We are probably within a minute of endgame. Actually, we're about 30 seconds from endgame. So if you want to get ready on the timer.
I'm ready.
So
ready.
As soon as we open the cage, so I will try and count it down. It's about, let's see, about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. So that right there, we get a happy ending. We might have lost gold, but Lilac is back with Pink. They make a great escape. They get out of here. Unfortunately, they can't save all their friends, but at least Lilac and Pink are safe. And also, there is kind of almost a roguelike mode after this, procedurally generated that you could play through, just going through as Lilac, trying to rescue different animals that have been taken into cages by poachers. But that right there is Gibbon. And so I will be donating $30 for my 3 deaths. If anyone wants to join me, even just $1, if that's what you're able to, let's see if we could get that number. I can't even see what it is right now, but let's get it to over 1,000. Or let's see.
So if you're curious, so that with your $30 donation, whenever that comes in, that will bring us to $996. So if we get one $5 donation, that will put us right over the $1,000 mark.
Oh, awesome. I love seeing that. $1,000. It has not even been 24 hours into this. I love seeing those good, quadruple digits. But thank you for having me for this run. This is, I think, possibly first time Gibbon has ever been run at a charity event, so it is fun to kind of bring this out there. And then I'll be back on Sunday, or Sunday my time zone. I mean, time zones are weird, but I'll be back with some games on Sunday. So in the meantime, though, I'll be watching and rooting everyone on, because this is a fantastic event.
Awesome. And I did want to just fit one more donation in the end there. We had one in the middle of the run that said, "Fun fact, I used to work at a zoo feeding stand, which was right across from the Gibbon enclosure. Best job ever." And that was for $10.
Excellent. Yeah, and Gibbons are the cutest. I mean, they are just amazing animals. I love this game because they really do capture that cuteness. and that kind of, I don't know, intelligence that they have.
So up next, our Year of the Dragon by Clock District. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you with your run later.
Thank you.